Let's see if we can strip off all of PJ Patterson's clothes and expose his long, mager, black ass for all the world to see that the emperor has no clothes on. When the true history of the stewardship of PJ Patterson is written, it will be entitled The Audacity of Corruption. Hello everyone, Royal Jamaicans all around the world. Remember calling you all of my subscribers and viewers are calling you all Royal Jamaicans now. But if you don't like it, you can tell me, because somehow you don't believe in the monarchy, how they don't like the royal family. So if you don't like it, tell me, I won't call you that. But those of you who like the Royal Jamaican thing, you are now my royalist Jamaicans all over the world. Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for joining me again to come tune into me ranting and raving about all kinds of things. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, share it with like-minded people, and then you can leave me a pithy comment. So let us see if we can unpack PJ in him nakedness now that we strip off him clothes and throw them one side and leave him, make people get to see him for what he is. In a morning mass in 2014, His Holiness Pope Francis said this, and I quote, "Corruption is paid for by the poor." Now, I occasionally listen to Mass from the Pope. I'm an Anglican, Church of England, not a Catholic, but I like the Pope. I occasionally listen to him. The Pope is also a very woke Pope, which is strange. Now, when he said that corruption is paid for by the poor, there was never a time that statement would have rang true than when PJ Patterson was in charge of the Jamaican government. When he signed that contract with the devil, and he did so very consciously. What he never knew when he signed that contract with the devil and became a senior agent for Satan, he just never knew that when the devil comes to collect, you have to be there to pay him. The devil don't collect when you're dead. You can't be dead. You have to be alive to pay your debt to the one with the many names and the many faces. Lucifer, Satan, Beelzebub, Moloch, Belial, Mammon, the father of lies, the tempter, the dragon, the Antichrist. When he comes to collect, you must be in a position to pay him. Percival Noel James Patterson is a senior agent for the Father from hell. He is the singular reason why the People's National Party is at the lowest ebb in its entire history. He is the singular reason why our country, Jamaica, is at this place where we are now fighting to keep our independence from colonialists, fighting to maintain our place in the world as a small but mighty island which produced nanny, fighting off the very said British, the ancestors of the man that PJ wants to lead this country. We are fighting to maintain the courage and the determination of Sam Sharp, the strength of Paul Bogle, the militancy of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the belief and the commitment of George William Garden, and the ideals of Norman Washington Manley and Alexander Bustamante. And believe me when I tell you, fight we must, because it's that important. The sole reason we have ended up with the only white member of over 40,000 people membership in the People's National Party, Mark Jefferson. The only reason why we end up with the only white member of the People's National Party, over 40,000 members, and we end up with the only white one, is because of PJ Patterson. He deliberately and meticulously planned and orchestrated this final undoing of the PNP. He admitted it because he works for the devil. His only disciples and agents of the devil can weave so much evil and admit it willingly and behave as if it's some kind of victory. Think about that. He's a man, PJ, that guy, the one who loses the woman to another woman and vow that if he can't have her, no one else should. So like a dirty, inadequate man, he set out to destroy her and makes it his life mission. He is that guy. No, he's not senile. No, he is not off his pills. No, him he alright, him have a stick to walk with. He is simply the epitome of evil. But while he is like all powerful men who don't want to be too far from the seat of power, he took it to an unnatural and evil height. And it was all in the name of power and control, and specifically designed to destroy Peter Phillips, and for him, PJ, to maintain influence near the seat of power. Tried it with Portia, it never worked. All his hopes are now placed in this white man. One of the reasons why, and we have to constantly go back to what pushes it, what drives PJ Patterson. One of the reasons why the continued target of Peter Phillips was Dr. Phillips' constant repetition that should he become Prime Minister, he was going to investigate all the corruption that was leveled at the PMP feet, pardon me, during the reign of PJ Patterson. Dr. Phillips was harping on that day in and day out there campaigning that, and he was serious and he was resolute. But Dr. Phillips was oblivious to most of PJ's corruption. Most MP and senior members of the party was oblivious to this rampant corruption orchestrated by PJ Patterson while they were in government. It was after they left government, all of them realized just what a corrupt operation PJ Patterson was running. So Dr. Phillips was promising the country that he would look into all of it. He was passionate about it because I think that he put some blame on himself that he spent his time concentrating on his job, his future endeavors and his ambition, and the whole slick corrupt operation slipped by him, as it did many. Marty Perkins and a whole heap of host of people was out there harping on his corruption. But for some strange reason, unknown to us to this day, there were good people in the PMP like Dr. Phillips who just slipped by. It never became evident to Dr. Phillips until after. So Dr. Phillips went out and he promised the Jamaican people that should he be elected their Prime Minister, he would send people to jail if he found evidence of impropriety and corruption. And he meant it. He meant it because he wasn't a part of it, so he was willing to do it. And he had motivation too because of what PJ was doing to him, so he had motivation. So as a result of that, PJ had to step up his efforts to stop that from happening. PJ Patterson doesn't want that. He wants someone who will accept the corruption of his era and then enhance it and build on it. The country and various members of society have been calling for an integrity body for the longest while from PJ was in office, and he skirted and danced around it. Forgive me, I'm doing something to me this morning, I don't know what. He was skirting around the issue of setting up a corruption body. Because if he had ever done that, he would be in jail now and he wouldn't be chatting foolishness. He wants the corruption of his era to continue, and he needs somebody in government to cover up that, to enhance it, and to build on it. And Mark Jefferson Golden is his guy. PJ Patterson came to Jamaica, came to government with a clear agenda. Clear agenda. Black man time was his cry. and that of his people around him. The Jamaican people bought it because they thought that meant that it's time for black people to lead, time for black people to succeed, time for black people to build up, time for black people to be successful and prosperous. We all thought that is what it was about. Only it was not about that. It was all about something entirely different. When he became Prime Minister, he brought with him a host of intelligent, educated black men and a tag team of other black men and a few brown women to complete the team to carry out his agenda. And while carrying out his agenda, enriching themselves and ensuring that him is also enriched. They were strategically placed in various sections of his government, specifically charged with looking after his well-being and theirs. The UDC, the Bauxite Aluminum Corporation, Petrodram, etc., where projects and money flowed. It was a mass of corruption designed to turn that black crew into billionaires. But before that, he had already established himself as a greasy leader who would turn a blind eye from all that his crew was doing. He not only presided over the institutionalization of corruption in Jamaica, cemented it in our institution, he encouraged it, he benefited from it. He made it a centerpiece of his time in office, unbeknownst to us. Unbeknownst to us, because we never have YouTube and Facebook wasn't reeling and going on. There was no militant people looking behind these scenes. There were no when the full civil societies them formulate themselves, them shut them down with money and gifts and positions and all the rest of them. So them mouth never so loud. And PJ made it his mission not to put in place an integrity body to oversee and hold to account our public sector. So corruption was the centerpiece of PJ Patterson's time in office. And we were oblivious to it. Every project, from the big monstrosity stadium down in the bush down there in Trelawney, to Emancipation Park, the Iran oil deal, Highway 2000, the UDC was the main conduit through which most of his corruption happened. And everything came with a kickback and careful glove-covered fingerprints. His people, the Black Men Group, Black Man Time. It was they that controlled every major development and state bodies overseeing these developments and every agency under their control and every agency that has to back up that agency. It was his people. Cost overruns on some of these projects ran in the billions when you combine them. And he has the audacity to come out here talking about corruption. Corruption. Sandals White House in rural Westmoreland, practically empty most of the time. They chose and they categorized the black men around them to grow and prosper. And they flourished under PJ Patterson at the expense of the poor tax-paying citizens of Jamaica. And we were oblivious. You only hear them put out big announcement, sandals a bill. And we all assume that it's a nice fancy hotel and a whole lot of people going to flood down there, the people of down at Bluefields and down round the area where sandals is would also prosper. We have built big stadium down at Trelawney in a bush. Little did we know that it's in a bush. Little did we know that this monstrosity of a stadium would serve no purpose. The first and only time I have ever been there was the jazz and blues concert with Celine Dion came. Lovely place. That was built for no particular reason except to put money, millions and millions and millions of dollars in their pocket. And this was done under PJ Patterson. You can't come out here come talk about corruption. What are you talking about? When you come out here and talking about corruption, You coming like one of them boy when I call out sometime with them pants down and them down underneath them bottom, them pants almost down to them knee. And I shout out and say, hey, dude in your brief, drop your pants. You're so fast that fool drop him pants. Because he really believe that dude in them brief. In him underpants or whatever it is in my van. Well, PJ is that guy, dude in them underpants. Him come out here with him pants on him waist and we're calling him out that dude in him underpants. All of these people that he placed in position, he placed them in position, put them in charge of government resources and government institution with big resources. And they did the rest. Of course, his chief executive officer in this operation was the one we all refer to as God. I am opting not to call out them name except for one. I'm going to call one nasty fellow name. I'm opting not to call out most people's name. Call him a trouble way. They were only doing his bidding. So the CEO of the entire operation of this group of black man time, he was the one everybody referred to as God. He was the one that placed a crown on PJ's head. He oversaw the greatest transfer of wealth. It wasn't PJ that oversaw it. PJ was just there, the head of the stream, covering everything with the nice speeches and the rare, while they were in the background overseeing the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor and middle class to a small ruling class of gullible, thieving, unreasonable black men. Like the dirty, slimy one when named Steve Ashley. Oh, he was part of that black man crew, you know. Yeah, man, nasty and slimy. Millions and millions of dollars every project them on, you know. Them fingers, they not every pie that bake, you see them itch up on them fingernails. Every pudding that come out, them smell of it. Every curry that cook for them and curry up. And that nasty, slimy Steve Ashley was part of it. Him only have strength for women who are disgusted by him. Him only have strength to come out, come argue with women. I want him come out now, come argue with me. They were swimming in the financial blood of poor people to the extent that men like dirty, nasty, slimy Steve Ashley was organizing orgies with young boys and girls, doing what they do best. A long time pedophiles at the PNP, you know. A long time them about. He was busy, Steve Ashley, using all that whole heap of excess money after them, build them this and them, build them that and them, have them this and them, have them. Or he must have organized all kind of orgies. Upper St. Andrew orgies. Doing what they do best. Black man time, he said. Black man time. What did he mean? Black man time to thief. Black man time to buy villas in the south of France. Black man time to buy vineyard in Tuscany. Black man time to buy apartment in Upper East Side in New York overlooking Central Park. Black man time to buy boat. Black man time to own radio station. Black man time to set themselves up to access government contracts no matter which party in power. It was a massive black man time. A massive rape of the country's resources that left us, the ordinary Jamaican people, reeling in poverty. And him come out here. Him come out here with him doodoo underpants. Them pants down him knee and the doodoo in him underpants. Him come out here. And we are strip him naked for the whole world to see. You see all the statistics? The highest poverty rate, the highest unemployment, the highest this, the highest that. And the PJ Patterson hospital costs were high. But that was the least of all our troubles because we would make sacrifices to pay those high prices for good health care. But under PJ Patterson, getting an emergency surgery for a deadly illness was available only if you have the money to do it privately. And guess what? You can't get it done in the hospital as a citizen of this country because they tell you all that is not available for you to do it. But you could get it done privately in the very same hospital that says the surgery is not available. Black man time. Let me repeat that to you. Apart from the fact that we were paying exorbitant costs and fees for hospital, as we go to the hospital, them start charge you a piece of load of money. We can't get nothing done without a big money. At some point, all of it dried up and we couldn't even access it even if we have the money. But it was privately done by the very same doctors in the very same hospital for our money. Black man time. Him come out here with him pants down him waist, down him knee, and him underpants, him dirty underpants of Dudu Unite. And we want to tell him that our memories are short, but not erased. We remember the health crisis, the massive cost to get the simplest of things, while black man time continues to build their wealth. In terms of ordinary PNP people, PJ did nothing for us. Absolutely nothing. All of his corruption was covered in a sea of respectability. Building highways, having big speeches. Everybody come, clap, nyam, ray. Building parks. He was sworn in as Prime Minister, I think, I don't know if it's the second or third time, at Emancipation Park, which was also a bed of corruption. Wonderful park. And they covered it all in a sea of respectability. A sea of a great thing happening for Jamaica. And Emancipation Park is a great thing that happened for Jamaica. With that wonderful sculpture and everything. We just never see the underbelly of it. But it was there. Building highways, building parks, building stadiums that nobody uses. It all came together, it all fell apart. And there were those who were supposed to protect us. And what did they do? They went and joined them. Black man time then. Black man time then. Now, him come out here with him pants down on him knee and him dirty underpants with Dudu. Wholeheartedly throw his weight behind the next scam. And the next scam is white man time now. So Martha Lance and the Tappanaris, them support of Mark Golding, is the hope to return to white man time again. You know, things like the Iran sugar deal, where he covered all of that in a plethora of big buildings. Apart from Emancipation Park, there was the transportation hub. And of course, there was his first go-go dance onto that slimy, greasy pool of corruption. Yeah, man. His first go-go dance was onto that slimy, greasy pool of corruption, was the one that he has carried a lifelong grudge for Peter Phillips for. Oh yes, the Shell waiver scandal, which should have ended his political career. But instead, it careened it and elevated him to the position of Prime Minister. Could we say that we never know then? Could we say that had we known? Could we say, boy, we wish we did know? Well, we never have Facebook, or we never have YouTube, or we never have Karen Cross, or we never have 411, or we never have Steady, and we never have Mr. Vegas, or we never have Natalie, Jamaica Politics. We never have those people. Could we say that we couldn't do anything about it? Of course we could. Of course we could. Can we say that now? Now that PJ is trying to move from black man time to white man time again. Because the white man had a time. The white man had their run from God knows when, from 1655 till now. They had their run from 1655 until Norman Manley and Bustamante came on the scene. They had their run until Nanny start beat them up. They had their run until Sam Sharp decided to burn it down. They had their run until Paul Bogle walked from Stole Goat and burn down the courthouse. They had their run until Norman and Buster stood up and said, Norman, could we say that we didn't know then? We can. Can we say that we don't know now? We cannot, because we know. We have the information in front of us. And as citizens of this country, we have a responsibility to share it and to talk to our Jamaican voters and let them understand what happened then and what PJ is now proposing for it to have a repeat, except it's not black man time, it's white man time again. The Shell waiver scandal should have destroyed his political career. Instead, it had careened it, and we can say with a heavy heart, we did not know better. The PNP delegates at the time can say we didn't know better because I was one of those who voted for him. We didn't know better. We never thought of it. It wasn't a big deal. Nobody was talking about, let us get rid of the corruption. Nobody was talking about corruption. Those are not words that would come out of PJ mouth. Every time somebody bring up the word corruption and setting up a corruption, an anti-corruption body, him screech and him have a prepared text and a prepared speech as to why one should set up, and then him goes up bam and nobody set up none. Peter Phillips continues to pay the price for his resignation, PJ, from the government. A resignation that Michael Manley asked for. And then his Black Man Time crew fought that off. And up to this day continues to destroy Peter Phillips for it. It's white man time now. Because PJ, he sees in Mark Golding a corrupt, inexperienced white man who does not have Jamaica's best interest at heart. A theme kind of guy that. That is his kind of guy, Mark Golding. A corrupt, inexperienced, gullible, corrupt, inexperienced and gullible white man. Direct descendant from slave owners in Jamaica. And PJ sees in him is white knight who does not have Jamaica's best interest at heart. Our people must be made to understand that PJ Patterson's interfering at this time is his attempt to convince the Jamaican people to vote for another corrupt man. This time, it's the corrupt, inexperienced grandson of slave owners. White man time. And that's the man PJ wants to now come into our country and be the next leader of our country. But this time around, we are not ignorant. This time around, the belly of the beast is already exposed. This time around, we are educated. We are into things. We can read. We can understand. We can analyze. This time around, we can say with surety this time around that we know. We have seen Mark Golding. We know what he is. We know what he's capable of. The history is there. What he did to take control of the PNP. What PJ did and then got control of the PNP. And what PJ did to keep Peter Phillips out. What they did to run Peter Phillips out. You want to see the connection? You want to see the connection? He climbed that greasy go-go pole. Slimy, greasy go-go pole in him shit up brief. Him climbed that pole in the Shell waiver scandal. And the PNP delegates then elected him leader of the party. And he proceeded to rape and dismantle this party, dismantle the People's National Party, move it from an organization to a political election machine. No organization, just an election machine, ready to roar to give him his first and his second and his third term. Ready to set him up so that he can, the villa and the boat and the vineyard and the apartments and him friend them and the radio stations and the big businesses and the big house and them children in France and them children in Italy. And he did all of that. And while he was doing all of that, he was also busy to keeping Peter Phillips out because Peter Phillips is a danger. It's Peter Phillips carried a letter God give him to sign to say that he is a corrupt piece of crap and Michael Manley wanted him out. He had Peter Phillips for it. And then he admitted, he confessed that he was instrumental in making Mark Golding leader of the PNP. Another shot. Them go at conference center and them beat up Peter Phillips and them run him out. And Mark Golding took it over And PJ sees in Mark Golding what Mark Golding sees in Dayton Campbell. Simpatico, a brother in crime, a brother in PJ sees in Mark Golding, the man who is going to elevate the corruption and cover it in a plethora of things under PJ's guidance. That is what PJ sees in Mark Golding, and Mark Golding sees in Dayton Campbell a pedophile who likes underage boom boom. But he will make nice for him. And he will go out, they go quarrel and beat down a stage for him and abuse a microphone for him and throw word upon people and sue people and threaten to sue people. Them simpatico. Those three. So there. You Jamaican people. You can't say you didn't know. We, my generation, can say we didn't know. But you, the Jamaican people, you can't say you did not know. Because now you know. So let's remain vigilant. Let's get the message out there. Let's keep up the pressure. Thank you so very much for listening to my rant. God bless you all. I want everyone to stay safe and keep the children. I did something. I don't know what I did, but it's going to end up being like this. So I want you all to just, stay safe, everybody. Keep the children safe. And I'll see you next time. All right? God bless you all.